Today's recipe is perfect for brunch. It's baked pancakes with almond butter and berries, right up my alley. So here's what you need to follow along. Coconut flour, oat flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, eggs, vanilla or almond extract, non-dairy milk, fresh or thawed frozen berries, and almond butter. So Joy is going to show us how to whip this all up into a batch of yummy. And I notice you have a special helper with you, Joy. Who's with you?
I do. This is Vienna, my daughter. She loves baking in the kitchen, so we're gonna show you how to make this. It's so good, Tracy. I think your kids would totally love this.
I know they would 100% love this because number one, it's a pancake. Number two, it's got almond butter with it. So this is incredible. So how do we start?
Yeah. Okay, so we've got our flour here, our dry ingredients. We're just gonna mix in our baking powder and our cinnamon. I love using coconut flour and oat flour together. I don't know if you ever use those flours when you're baking, Tracy?
You know what, Joy, I have used oat flour, have not used coconut flour. Tell me a little bit more about it.
So it's totally gluten-free, but it's also rich in protein and fiber, and we use it for baking all the time. So we're just gonna mix all of our ingredients together. We're gonna have a hug here in between. And we've got all of our wet ingredients as well. So we've got 6 eggs. Now I know that seems like a lot, but it's a lot of batter. So yeah, good job. So we want it to stick together really well. We want that sticking power. So we've added our oat milk, but you could use any milk you want. Now we're gonna pour our wet ingredients into our dry. Okay, Vienna, I need your help. Can you help me pour this in? Whoa. Now, one of the key things you want to make sure whenever you're using coconut flour, it absorbs so much moisture. So if you're mixing the batter and you feel like the texture isn't quite right, you want to just let it rest for maybe a minute or two, and then the coconut flour starts to absorb all the moisture and it becomes a really nice buttery consistency. Because a lot of people get really frustrated with coconut flour when they're making muffins or like banana bread, but that's really key. So you want to whisk it till you get all the lumps out. Oh, I might have lost my helper here. B, you gotta help mommy. Yes. And then, this is what I think you're gonna love, Tracy, like a time saver. There's no flipping. We're just gonna pour the entire batter into our pan, like this. And this is where the fun part comes in, because you get to make a swirl with almond butter. Vienna loves doing this part. Vienna, do you wanna help me? So just shake the batter in so it fills up the entire dish. And then you want to take a spoon and you want to take big schlopps of almond butter.
Drag it all over.
Yeah, and drag it all over. So we're going to do 6 big schlopps like that of almond butter around your batter. So Vienna, do you want to help mommy do that? And then you're going to take some berries. I just use frozen wild blueberries. I let them thaw. And then beside the almond butter, you're gonna put spoonfuls of your berries. So you do that all around the batter. And it just, you know what? It actually tastes like peanut butter and jam pancakes. That's pretty much the taste you get. So you could use peanut butter if you wanted. If you have a nut allergy in your home, you could also use a sunflower butter too, which would be really nice because there's actually no other nut ingredients in this. And then where the really fun part, you get to, it's like working on an art project. Take your spoon and you swirl your spoon through the almond butter and the berries and you create like a Van Gogh painting.
Now when you pop it in the oven, what's the temperature and how long are you going to leave it in there for?
Yeah, so 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. Basically, insert a knife or a fork, and when it comes out clean, then it's done. And then just top it with some blueberries, maple syrup. I like to do a big schlop of yogurt. So delicious.
The recipe is going to be online at cityline.tv. That sounds amazing, and what an easy way to whip up some pancakes. No flipping involved. Thank you, ladies, both of you. I just might have to try that recipe for weekend brunch.